It's meant to feel easy. It is meant to feel easy. It is meant to feel easy. It is meant to feel easy. Take a moment to feel into how that statement feels in your body. Does your body accept this truth and feel relaxed by this statement? Or perhaps your body feels a little triggered and rejects the statement? For the most part, as a collective society, we have been conditioned to believe that everything worth doing needs to be hard work, and to think that the people who work hard are the most honorable, dedicated, even saintly of us all, and thus are the most deserving of all the rewards life may produce. Work has become synonymous with hard work. What happens when we do not embrace that life and our creative expression can feel easy? Our sneaky little mind comes in to make it unnecessarily harder in an attempt to convince ourselves that we are working hard and therefore we really are deserving. Your mind and your nervous system is so used to a certain level of stress that it drives your subconscious to keep you at this point for that dopamine hit of worthiness. There are many ways the things we do can be challenging, and challenge is what helps us grow and evolve. When you bring awareness to what is unnecessarily hard, you will see it is likely an attachment to doing unimportant things and the ego attaching importance to those tasks. Everything that is a skill is buildable. We can learn how to do anything. Some skills we will pick up quickly, some take a while to build our proficiency. Some skills we will never reach the level of the people we compare ourselves to. Some skills we are objectively bad at, but we still love doing it. We can build our skill in any area. How we build our skills is through practice. Often it is not practice alone which helps us build our skills. Whenever I hear the saying practice makes perfect, I am taken back to my gymnastic lessons from when I was in primary school. My coach would always say, practice doesn't make perfect, perfect practice makes perfect. That is to say that what you are practicing is what you are perfecting, and you could unwittingly be perfecting how to do something wrong. It is possible to be self-taught in many areas, but there is still likely a reference point and something external you are using for confirmation that you are on the right track. When it comes to your creative expression, there isn't necessarily a wrong way, but there are ways that allow for the process to be full of much more ease and joy. If anything within your creative expression feels hard right now, here is what I recommend you look into. 1. Embrace the fear and chaos in the beginning. Let the fear expand you rather than constrict you. 2. Think back to your childhood. What came naturally to you? This could be any type of skill. It could be how you connected with others and made friends. It could be the way you told stories, or it could be the way you organized your bedroom, or literally anything else. Do these things feel easy and natural to you? If it does, amazing. If it doesn't, maybe this natural love felt like it was slapped out of you, or at one point it was too childish. Take time now to return to these things that felt easy, natural, and fun for you as a child. Transition back into your natural gifts and talents with your evolved awareness. 3. When you are exploring something that you are not naturally talented at, remind yourself that you can build any skill. Drop the pressure and expectation that you need to be good at anything right away or at all. 4. Examine what past authority figures have told you about your creativity or any skill. Is it actually your primary school teacher's voice telling you you are not good at art or maths or anything else? So your mind is telling you now that in order to do anything involving those things will be so hard, but maybe if you let the voice of others go within yourself, you will realize how capable you are at learning something new, or that you are already doing it well. 5. Let things be messy and magical at the same time. See the magic within the mess and the mess within the magic. Writing used to feel really hard for me, but when I think back to when I was a child, so much of my creative expression flowed into different forms of writing. When I was younger, I loved writing in journals, whether it was detailing what happened in a day, expressing feelings, or making up stories. I had so many childhood journals, but then when my 3 younger sisters got a bit older and had a habit of finding them, reading them aloud to the family or telling other people what I wrote, no matter how many locks or different hiding places I used, I stopped writing in journals. I only returned to journal writing again as an adult, rediscovering self-love. I also loved writing songs. These were just for fun. I remember when we would go to a family friend's house and all my siblings would be running around with the other kids, I would be sitting down with paper and pencils writing songs. I don't think they were any good, but I also gave up this hobby when I was told I wasn't a good singer, a story in my first book. The longer I was in school, the more I realized how academically inclined I was in maths and how I wasn't at as high a level in my English subjects. Over time, I gave less of my focus and energy to the subjects I thought I wasn't good at. I remember in year 9 and 10, my English teachers made comments around my poor grammar and writing. By this time, I just thought that I was bad at English, whatever that means. Then when I got into year 11, a new school and a new teacher, that year I got straight A's in English and was ranked second in my class. I was top of my class for maths, accounting, and business. This started to turn my views around on my writing. I noticed that the grading was far less skewed towards my spelling and gave much more weight to my ideas, the way I structured my thoughts and communicated my position. I may not be a good writer by the standards or opinions of some, but I love the way I channel and communicate through my writing. It is part of my art. When I put the pressure and expectations down around what I think others would want my writing to look like, it flows through easily. In different environments, with different mentors and different goals, you will experience different results. There are many times when your low grades are your teacher's failings, not yours. Now as an adult, don't continue giving their criticism a voice in your head. It does not matter what your grades were in school or the commentary around those grades. I was working with a client who told me she was an average person. Let's call her Jessica. When I asked Jessica what evidence she had for this wild, completely untrue statement she was making about herself, the only reasoning she had was that she got B's in school and her friends got A's, and that is just how she is in life. Mind you, we were talking years and years and years past her school days. I called bullshit on this story instantly and called Jessica into a moment of reflection. You are not being graded by life, and even if your mind has made up some metric to determine the value of people in the world, how much money they make, how much they weigh, where they live, etc., this is just another bullshit measure when it comes to determining a human being's intrinsic value. Once this story Jessica had in her mind for many years was brought into the light to see clearly, she could see the plot holes in the conclusions she had drawn about herself and her place in life. Letting go of this story opened up so much ease in Jessica's creative expression, and she was able to pour that into writing her first book that she had started but felt stuck in. The beautiful thing about creativity and creation is that we all have our own differentiated flavor that we get to express into the world. There is no rubrics, cube grading, or judge that can determine any one creation better than another. Your art is subjective. You disliking another person's art does not make their art less beautiful. The same goes for your art with the subjective view of others. Even those who you once looked up to or still do have subjective and biased opinions. Not allowing these to interfere with your creative process or your relationship with your art is a big piece in allowing your creative expression to flow through you and from you in a way that feels easy. There may be moments when you forget how wonderfully creative you are or how sacred and beautiful every single piece of your art is, and that is okay. When you subconsciously punish or sabotage yourself because your mind needs things to feel harder to convince yourself you are deserving of the results, this is okay. Whatever creative path you take, embrace these little bumps as invitations for a deeper belief and embodiment in your creative power. When you are anchored in your natural rhythm, which we will explore in chapter 3, these little bumps are only obstacles that you can easily and playfully maneuver because you have everything you need for your wild adventure. You can allow your creative expression to emerge easily while thriving in the life you get to live. In your creative journey, your action can be full of ease, each step being effortless but not without effort. A final note here: you have nothing to prove to anyone, and you never need to defend yourself. You do not need to manage those that may feel uncomfortable at the thought of your life and creative expression flowing easily.